Okay, shalom, shalom lakulam, chag sameach to everyone. So happy that you're all here. Um, Again, tonight's meeting is going to be a little bit shorter than the previous meetings that we've had, mostly because it is the first night of Hanukkah, and I'm still feeling under the weather from the flu, I guess, that I've had for few weeks now. So I do hope that you enjoy this lesson. We're just going to be doing Chet and Tet today. I'm going to save Yud for next time that we meet. So tonight we're working on Chet and Tet. Next. Okay, so I don't know how many of you remember this song from, I believe it was the 80s. It's called Back to Life. And I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know, maybe just in my mind it's funny, but the chet makes the ch sound, as in Bach, like Sebastian Bach, or you know that ch sound. So I put Bach to life, and life, or to live or be alive, is chai. So I kind of did a play on the chet um, sound. So, and the chet and the yud meaning life. So that's my funny. Please don't all laugh too hard. I don't want you to get hysterical. I understand, but we have to compose ourselves now. All right, next. Okay, so Chet is the eighth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Again, this letter is a guttural back. So if you're not used to pronouncing this letter, I suggest that you take the opportunity to do it as much as possible. A lot of times, people tend to get lazy with the Chet, and they just pronounce it as an H, but it is very wrong to pronounce it as an H. It is not an H. The hey is the H sound, the breath sound. The chet is a very throaty, very non-English sound. So the this chet, that the Hebrew language is a living language, is an active language, and each letter in particular has its own sound expresses that life, if you will. And Chet is one of those that has a great, unique sound. So some of the words that start with Chet, we have Chai, which means alive or living. We have Chaim, which is life itself, the word life. Chatul, chatul, that means cat. And chalav, chalav means milk. Now, as far as words for like chai, we've all heard the very infamous statement, Israel chai, very famous chant that Israelis and people who love Israel like to claim. Am Israel Chai means me, the people of Israel live, or the people of Israel live, are alive. Um, and this is something that is a beautiful statement because, of course, being Hanukkah, which starts with a chet, being Hanukkah, you cannot keep the Jewish people down. You cannot kill the Jewish people. We will always be around. Israel Chai. As far as Chaim, that's a fun one, right? When you have a drink and you're celebrating, we say L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim to life, right? Anybody know the Fiddler on the Roof? There's a song, L'chaim, L'chaim to life, right? And of course, I cannot sing right now, so please forgive me for that. So These are all that express life. Now we have the next two words. Cat is living. Cat is a living thing, right? Chatul. And then we have milk, which also comes from a living thing. So I thought that was kind of a neat little roundabout there. Now, if we go to the next page, I have some sentences, or I have one sentence actually, to try to put some of the words that we've been learning together in a sentence. It's very important that the vocabulary that I'm sharing with you, it can be used. You guys can take that and make as many sentences as you can with it. And you can always send those sentences to me, either in PM on the Hebrew with G page. Put them there. Let's all share in this. That is the point. We're learning together. Let's all share. So if you have a question, or if you say, hey, can I make this sentence? Does this make sense? Do I need to add another word in to make it make sense? I'm here to help you. I'm here to help show you what that's all about. So we did learn the hey by itself. The ha is the. Okay. So we want to say the cat loves milk. Ha-chatul ohev chalav. Ha-chatul ohev chalav. So I broke it out for you by words. So ha is the cat, chatul. Loves or likes, if you remember a few lessons back, is ohev. And then milk is a new word, chalav. Okay, so what I like to do is with each new vocabulary that you guys get, you take it and you start to make it your own, and you start to use it, and you start to say, oh, I like milk. Okay, so remember ani is I, and if you're male, ohev, and then if you like milk, chalav. So ani ohev chalav. If you are female, it's ohevet. Ani ohevet chalav. I like or love milk. Okay. Ohev expresses both like and love. Usually it's used for, in English, the same thing. Oh, I love that song. Oh, I love, tiramisu. I love lasagna. But it really just means we like to eat it. So that's why it's love like. Okay. So I thought I would throw that in there. Any questions on the vocabulary at all? I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the chat. Please forgive me. I'm just trying to. I've heard it so much, but good to know the background. Okay. No, I'm sure you were talking about L'chaim or Am Yisrael Chai for that one. All right, so the next page, we're going to go the above and beyond. The Chet is number 8. This is meaning above nature. Okay. So the last letter was 7. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Which was Zain, which was number 7. So then 8 is the next one. It's beyond nature. And it indicates the ability of the human being to rise and go beyond itself, to go beyond what we think we're capable of. And the Chet combines the Vav, which is the male, and the Zayin, which is female, connecting them both under the chuppah. So I want you to try to get an image of this Chet. And we have the Zayin and we have the Vav connected by that line on the top. And this is the chuppah, or the marriage canopy. And funny enough, chuppah begins with Chet. And what happens is it's connecting the body and the soul to the divine. So it's a gateway for running and returning. The 8 represents something beyond 7, or something eternal. For instance, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you have seen the infinity symbol. A lot of people wear it on their necks, necklaces or bracelets. It's the 8, it's the number 8 on its side. And it just is, it literally means infinity. It keeps going. A good meditation for this, if anybody's into taking the time before they study Torah, is meditation sometimes can help you to enter into a state of thanksgiving, a state of understanding, a state of just kind of awareness, I guess, if you will. And a good meditation is kind of to imagine a chet in front of you, and you kind of going through this gateway, running and returning of the soul. So I like to, when I think about it, is the chet is maybe like a burning door, like a door on fire kind of thing, or a glowing door. And, my soul willingly walking through it and then coming back from it. So it's the running and returning to Hashem, the soul's running and returning to Hashem. There's always the back and forth, there's always the ascent and descent of our souls. And it's very important to have those things because that gives you a completeness, you're running and you're returning. So that is the above nature aspect of the chet. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip of water. Now, are there any questions at all? Yes, ohev means love or like. This is for ABCXYZ. Ohev means love or like. Okay, so if you want to say that you love somebody, so ani ohevet Abba, ani ohevet et Abba. Okay, so if I love my father, I would say ani ohevet et Abba. Okay, meaning I love daddy, or I love my father. If I'm a male, I would say ani ohev et Abba. Okay. But if I like something, like, like I just said, like I like milk, I would say still the same, ani ohevet chalav. So you know that I don't love milk. It's usually that I like milk. I hope that clears it up for you. Yes, reminds me a little of Jacob's ladder. The going up and kind of, this is more of an entrance way, kind of. The ladder goes up, this goes through the running and returning. So, okay, so we'll get to the next letter then, which is Tet. Tet is number 9, the 9th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And we can go to the next page. Okay, so Tet sounds like T. For all intents and purposes, it sounds like T. When you get to hearing more Hebrew, you do get to hear a little bit of a difference between the Tet and the Tav. And the Tet is more middle of the roof of your mouth T, almost like a Tet, as opposed to a Tav, which is behind your teeth, T sound. But for basic purposes, it's just a T. And some words that go along with this T is Tov. This is found in so many things. Boker Tov, which means good morning or morning good. Please remember that the adjective usually comes after the noun in Hebrew. So we have boker, which is morning, and tov, which is good. And then we have erev tov, which is good evening. And then we have Laila Tov, which is good night, like I'm going to sleep night. Um, does anybody have any other things that you've heard Tov in before? If you'd like to write them in the comments, you're more than welcome to do that. So Tov, very simple word. It's a tet, a vav, and a bait. And we've learned all of those now. You taught me Yom Tov. Tov. And then we say, there's another saying that we say. And we say very good. We say Tov me'od. Saw he was Tov, right? He saw he was good. Very good. So we have Tov me'od, which means very good. Yom Tov. Does anybody know what Yom Tov means?
For a holiday.
It is for a holiday, you're right. But sometimes in Israel now, people will say, it was a Yom Tov. Yeah, Yom Tov. It was a good day. But yes, Yom Tov in the religious community means for a high holiday, a holiday.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Very good. Now, yesterday I said it was a Yom Tov. It was a good day. And it was a good day. So you can use it in that sense, especially in the modern language. But realize that if you hear it, usually in the religious world, it is for holiday. So Yom means day, and Tov means good. Today, is today a Yom Tov? I think that, honestly, I think that Yom Tov is, I think it's for more of the higher holidays for some reason. I'm thinking it's not just any holiday. If somebody could clarify that, I'd be happy with a clarification on that myself, because I know I don't always hear it for every holiday. It's for like holy days. I thought it was something like Yom Kippur, or something like that.
Yeah, Rosh Hashanah,
Yeah.
Shavuot,
Okay.
Pesach, for all those days.
The high holy days,
Yeah.
right. That's what I thought. Okay. Today, I guess, isn't necessarily because I think because it's not like I'm not really sure, so I'm not going to say. I just know that today is not considered a Yom Tov, as far as the religious aspect of it goes.
Hey Dee, can I
Yeah.
say something?
Yeah.
From what I understand, not that they don't celebrate Hanukkah, but it's not one of the commanded holy days, like Yom Kippur and all the other ones.
Not one of the Moedim.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. Very correct. Very correct. Tov me'od. So there's your other word for Tov. Tov me'od. Yom Tov. Tov, there's so many things for Tov. So we're going to move on to Ta'im. Ta'im means tasty. Ta'im me'od. So you're eating something and you want to, say, hey, this is really tasty. Ta'im me'od. It's very good. Very tasty. Pope at Vatican smiling. So it's Yom Tov today for Pope. I don't understand that, but sorry, I don't get that. Is that a joke? I'm not sure if it's a joke or not. But that's funny, I guess. Pope at Vatican. Okay, so then the next word is tahor, which is pure. A lev tahor is a pure heart. Yeah, and then the next word is tal. Tal is dew, also a female's name, Tal. I think also it could be a male's name. I think it's both male and female. So those are some words that begin with tet. Next page. Okay, so here's some words that can kind of go with what we just learned. Milk is good. It's very easy to say milk is good. This got transposed backwards. I apologize. For some reason, when I did it in Adobe Express, it took my Hebrew and transposed it. It's supposed to say chalav tov, because that looks weird, tov chalav. It's chalav tov. Sometimes it does that when I do English and Hebrew mixed. It'll like switch it on me. I apologize. So make a note somewhere if you can in your notes. It's chalav tov, milk is good or milk good. And then chalav ta'im, which is milk is tasty or tasty milk. So this is what I'm saying. There's so many things, so many sentences, small, tiny little sentences that you can make on your own with the words that you're learning that can really help catapult you into speaking confidently and understanding what other people are saying. So that's a big thing. That's why I'm giving you the vocabulary that I'm giving you. So I want to see if everybody would be able to, maybe over the next few weeks, here and there, if you have a moment and you're studying Hebrew or you're learning, look at the vocabulary I gave and try to make very simple sentences. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to make a paragraph. You don't have to make a long sentence. It doesn't have to be super wordy. Just try to make little things that are going to help you remember the words that I'm teaching you. Because if you don't go over it, if you don't rehearse it, you're not going to remember it. So, excuse me. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a drink of water. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, so the last page is super simple. Tet, I didn't want to get into too much because there is a lot for Tet. So I'm just going to give you a little tiny taste of Tet. The Tet represents a vessel. Even in the way that the letter is shaped, it looks like almost a cup. Like you can pour something into it and it will stay there. So the number 9 for the Tet is the 9-month gestational period. It represents kind of a gestational period of like when a woman gets pregnant, she has 9 months. And that good thing is growing inside of her, and then it is born. So goodness is sometimes hidden in pain, like when a woman, has to give birth. It is obviously very painful, but it doesn't matter at the end of that because the goodness that comes out of that childbirth is beyond anything that we could imagine. But the vessel is there. There's an opening. So it's almost like a womb in a way, where the baby can be in that womb, and then there's an opening for the good to come out. That is my lesson for this evening. Just these 2 letters, the vocabulary, and then the little beyond for each of the letters for you to hopefully take into the rest of Hanukkah, and beyond that, into, our January New Year that we have coming up. But that's it for me tonight. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or anything?
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Back on the other section, when we were talking about like I love milk or I like my cat,
Yes.
when you make it like you take ownership of like it's my, isn't there like a shali that's got to be in there, like, and then you'll have it initially to indicate that it's like my mom that I
Sure.
like.
Well, if you say Abba or Ima, that is implied. That is implied. I mean, you could say Abba Sheli. You could say Ima Sheli. Absolutely, you could say that. But when you say Ani Ohevet et Abba, they know, like when you're talking, that's an implication that you love daddy, like your daddy. But you could definitely say, if you really wanted to be specific, if you thought maybe that person wouldn't know what you're saying, you could say Sheli, absolutely, at the end. And you have it at Abba Sheli.
So how would I say like I love my dog? Is that and you'll have Kelev Shili?
Yeah, Ani Ohev et Kelev Sheli. And you'll have et. So et we haven't discussed at all yet. Et is the the connector of the noun and who it like belongs to, the thing that you're specifying. Et, I'm not sure when to introduce et because et's difficult for English speakers because we don't have et. We don't even, it's hard to kind of understand et. The reason why I wouldn't say the cat loves et milk is because it would have to be specific milk. So say you and I were shopping and there was a brand of milk that was there that my cat loved. Then I would say, hatul sheli ohevet et chalav, because it's et chalav hazeh. Okay, because it's a specific milk. But if I just want to say my cat loves milk in general, I could give it Giant brand milk. I could give it Weiss brand milk. I could give it Trader Joe brand milk. Doesn't matter. My cat loves milk. But if there's a specific milk that cat, like she wouldn't touch any other milk except for that milk, then that's when I would use et. Okay. Same thing with, like, say for coffee, for instance. If there was a specific coffee you and I were talking about in a conversation maybe previously, and then we had brought it up again, I would say, oh, ani ohevet et ha-cafe, et ha-cafe. You know, I love that particular coffee. But that's not basic at all. So I'm trying not to get into that because that's a little more involved. The ani ohevet et Abba, ani ohevet et Ima, that does need to be in there for those because you are saying somebody specific, your father, you know, it's your dad, it's your mother. Et has to have et in there. Okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll dedicate one of the lessons to et. I don't know where I'll interject that, but maybe one of the lessons will just be on et and how to use it. Because it is important when you're having a bigger conversation with somebody. But right now, we really are just trying to stay within the very basic guidelines of Hebrew. Now, I teach higher Hebrew. I teach bigger Hebrew than what I'm teaching you guys. But Toby and I, said, let's just do a basic course and a little basic kind of beyond, the communication, the communicative language, doing the number 9, the gematria, the kind of more interesting understanding of the letters. So this is really basic stuff. I'm just trying to get kind of everybody's toes wet. That's the thing, if anybody wants to go deeper or farther, I can definitely teach more than what's being taught here. But these are just basic, just to get you some vocabulary, get you used to some of the verbs, because we'll be learning some more verbs probably in the next few weeks, rather than just ohev or ohevet, ani love. We'll probably be learning want. I want. We'll probably be learning a few more verbs to get us speaking in a general way, so that hopefully by the end of our learning sessions, you guys will be able to put together some pretty cool sentences, something where you can be proud of and say, hey, I really think I get this. But it'll be in a very basic way. But I want to, when we get to the end of it, I really want to be able to say, give you guys a test and, have you write a small essay about something in Hebrew, like a paragraph of something in Hebrew that has to do with the vocabulary that I've given. We'll probably learn more things like foods, things, everyday things that you guys can talk about, that you like, that you want, that you see or hear, things like that. Sound good?
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anybody else?
You
questions?
need to go take your vitamins and get some sleep.
I know. I so enjoy doing these, though. I didn't want to cancel if I didn't have to. So I thank everybody for hanging in there with me.
Well, thank you. And next one will be the first Sunday of January. Is that where we're at now? Yeah.
Yeah. So is the first Sunday of January the 1st?
I think you are right. New Year's
Okay.
night, not New Year's Eve, New Year's night, the end of years. Everyone will be all like stuffed full of food by then and ready to sit down to your room.
That sounds good. Yep. The 1st sounds good.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you guys then.
Thank you very much, Dee.
Your holidays. What?
Happy Hanukkah.
Yes, Hanukkah Sameach.
Chag Hanukkah Sameach Lecha and Lach. Well, I should say Lechem. Is it just you, Anita, or is there other people there?
Just me.
Oh, hey, D.
Okay, so Lach.
AD.
Yeah.
It's funny, but my next Zoom room I'm doing is very centered around Chaya, Chava, and a lot of those concepts that are related.
Oh.
Ironically, this Christmas Eve will be my next Zoom room, and
Oh, wow.
that'll be the last. It's the Matrix Zoom rooms I teach on mystical concepts, but we're in the last movie. We'll be showing the new movie and discussing it Christmas Eve, and then because that might be conflicting with some families, I'm going to do a second one the next week. We're doing a survey right now to see what the best night is, so I'll do it twice. But Christmas Eve, I'll be on Zoom showing what Matrix Resurrections from the soul level of Chaya, life. That's why the resurrections. How do you like that one?
Like it.
That's very cool. I can't wait.
Yeah, nice coincidence. So.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everybody. Lila Tov.
Lila Tov.
Bye.
Bye.